Hi HGTV, welcome to my project. So we are here in the Mill Creek neighborhood in Salt Lake City, Utah, where I just moved. This house is really special, right? It's a 1950s bungalow that one of my clients bought. She is the coolest, right? So she's a two-time Olympic medalist. She's a professional volleyball player, just like a total go-getter. But unfortunately, like a lot of my clients, she wrecked her house. And the way she wrecked her house is she bought a flip that was a bad flip. Come on in. This was a $175,000 renovation, which we did the living room, the kitchen, a small dining area, and the primary bathroom. So a lot of the money we actually spent making this home safe. The cool thing is, and you can see this right as you walk in, we got to keep the original hardwood floors. We did completely skim coat the ceilings. We added a whole layer of drywall because before the drywall was just an absolute mess. The beams that Jordan bought the house with were 2x4s that came from the hardware store that somebody stained and barely tacked up onto the ceiling. These are beautiful beams that were done by a local carpenter that will last a long, long time. And I think this is how it should have been from the beginning. So this is actually the pantry. I know it's kind of strange because it's right in the entry, but when you have a small bungalow and a small kitchen, you still want to have a pantry. So I actually put this cabinet, I installed it in the entry. I added fabric, which I think makes it feel a little bit more like it belongs. But behind that is a pantry, which I think is really functional. You would never know it's there. It's kind of like a secret pantry hidden in plain sight. So for the living room, we went kind of with a mid-century modern minimalist vibe. We kind of landed on her design style as a design style that is very welcoming, very cozy, very Utah, but also she doesn't have to maintain it, right? Because she's on the road a lot, traveling, she's competing all over the world. And when she comes back, she just wants to be able to like have her teammates over, everybody's hanging out, it's very comfortable, but not a lot of maintenance. It's just kind of a really like welcoming, comfortable vibe in here. You can hang out, right? This big light fixture was a bit of a risk because I didn't know if Jordan was gonna like it. She loves it, so that's good. But I wanted to go with something that has that like mid-century shape and that is a little bit more of a statement in this room. The ceilings aren't super high, but luckily the light hangs over the coffee table, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna walk around it anyway. You're never gonna hit your head on it. This fireplace before was a mess. Flippers had come in here and decided to add a fireplace. And it had a firebox that wasn't attached to anything. It was just stacked on cinder blocks that it could have fallen at any time. The gas line wasn't secured. The electrical was just floating. It was all types of flammable materials around this firebox. A big part of this fireplace was the opportunity to add some texture. So this is actually a tile. You can see each individual piece of tile, but by installing them next to each other with a really light grout, it looks like one big piece of like raked marble. And so this is a great material to use on a fireplace because it is marble, and so it's not combustible, meaning it does not catch on fire. You could also use this as like a kitchen backsplash or the wall of a shower or something like that. I think it's a really beautiful material. And then that kind of takes us into the dining room. So this dining area, we decided to add a table that was made by a local carpenter. This table is a little bit smaller than a traditional table, but a little bit bigger than one that you could buy at the store. And that's why we had to have it custom made. So we went with a beautiful black finish on this. It's a satin black finish where you can still see the wood grain. And my goal was to kind of tie in. We've got the dark wood tones on the ceiling and the floors. We have the light wood tones on the kitchen and in some of the furniture. And then you have the black wood tones, which I think kind of tie it all together. So instead of mixing metals on this project, which is very popular, we decided to mix wood tones, which you heard it here first. That's up and coming. She had this old wall and it was really important for us to make it feel like it belonged, but still kind of stick with the original character of the home. So we painted it this really light gray color, and I think it just adds a little bit to the space, having it not that like stark white that the walls are. And that takes us into the kitchen. So this kitchen before was really where this flip took a bad turn. The range was over here and the sink was over here. The countertops were a mess. The electrical was a mess. There was actually peel and stick plastic tile behind the cooktop. So had Jordan actually, been cooking for a large group of people and used the back burners, she would have lit her house on fire because there was that material so close to a flame, it would have caught on fire immediately. But this kitchen now, we flipped the layout, and with that, I think made a very functional small kitchen. So these are the same appliances, which is kind of wild because they look totally different. So in here we went with a white oak flat panel cabinetry, which I feel like is a timeless material. Hopefully this kitchen doesn't feel dated in like 3 to 5 years. That's the goal. And we went with quartz countertops. Jordan asked for these specifically. She wanted light, she wanted bright, but she also wanted the warmth of the wood cabinets. Oh, let me show you this, come here. Instead of putting plugs like in the wall or all over, we actually installed the plugs right in the countertop. Inspectors don't like cords. They don't like things plugged in and then having a cord run across, especially anywhere where there's water. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more of these plugs very soon. They're not very expensive. All it is a hole that this sits down into and the electrical connects from the bottom. So this kitchen feels bigger because it's open to the rest of the house. And having this seating here, it's really a great way to kind of invite people into the kitchen, but not have them right under your feet because this isn't a massive kitchen. Another thing that I really love is this waterfall edge all the way down to the bottom. So we were able to extend this slab all the way to the floor. Just kind of give that little fancy detail. I know Jordan really appreciated this as something she never expected out of this kitchen. Another thing that makes this kitchen really special is the natural light. So there were 2 skylights and we had to get rid of this skylight in order to rethink the layout of the kitchen. But this skylight I replaced. And I would say that now we have more light coming through that skylight because it's brand new than we did even through 2 of them. The other cool thing is, watch this. So I can use this remote to close up the skylight. This is nice because Jordan travels a lot, so she's going out of town. She doesn't want the sun baking in on her house. She can close it up. Or if you had somebody that was taking a nap on the couch, or if it was just too bright, you could close this up, no problem. But you see what a difference, right? So now all I have to do is push this button, it opens back up, and yeah, I think this is just one of those features that people don't even know exists, but once you have a skylight that can open and close, that's the only type of skylight you're ever gonna want. There's a lot of thought that goes into a kitchen. Actually, the smaller the kitchen, the more planning it takes. And if you do it right, it can really still be a functional space. You guys wanna see the bathroom? Come with me. Most of our money was spent in the kitchen and in this bathroom. So in this bathroom, there were so many things that weren't safe. Not to mention, it really didn't work. Like the vanity was in the same place, but everything else changed. There used to be like a little tiny shower that was here. It was original, it was so small. The shower head came to like her chin. It just didn't work. She needed a shower that was a beautiful new, proper shower with a shower head that she could fit under. So this shower head, look, I can't even, look, I can barely touch it. It's way up there. In this shower, we went with this beautiful kind of earth tone tile. Each tile was cut individually for this shower because this is an older structure and the walls were so out of level and so out of plumb, but we wanted to make sure that all the grout lines were even and straight. So it took 2 weeks to install the shower tile, which was a really long time. And it was a challenge, right? Because I wanted to finish this project on time, on budget, and this shower gave me a run for my money. The idea behind this shower tile is to kind of tie into all of the different tones that we see here in the outdoors in Utah. I don't know, the idea was just to have it feel really natural, really neutral, but also have that variation so that it wasn't boring. I don't think this shower is boring. Do you guys? No, it's not boring. This is truly somewhere that Jordan, as a professional athlete, she can come in here, she can clean up, she can recharge, she can just hang out if she wants to. We added new storage here, which I don't even know what you'd put in this much storage. Like, this is so much storage. But nobody ever called me after I did a project and they're like, Jazz, you did great, but you just put in too much storage. Like, that's not a thing. And this vanity before, it was shady. It was 2 vanities that they had put together. There was a little wall that bumped out only because the flippers didn't know how to properly do electrical and plumbing, and that's how they hid it. And so opening this up, making it safe, making sure that everything was gonna work and not leak and not have electrical sparks, that was really the main work of this bathroom. But now we get to enjoy it because it's pretty. And the other thing that we were able to add in this bathroom was a separate water closet. So we have the toilet in its own little room now. So this is a separate room for the toilet. We've got storage in here, this nice pocket door that tucks away. And before, the toilet was just out. And so this is a great way to, if you're working on a primary bathroom and there's a way to put a toilet in a separate room, do it. It's a great way to add value to your home, right? If for some reason Jordan were to sell this house, she now has something that buyers are looking for and something that she was looking for, right? This is just nice, it's luxurious. There used to be a window up above this that looked into another bathroom, super strange. We knew we were gonna get rid of that. When we opened up this wall, we found black mold, which was such a shame. So we had to remediate this entire wall. This wall has actually been a lot of work on this project, but now having this stained glass hung here, it's clean, it's fresh, it's safe. That's what this project was all about, right? It was about maintaining what was here, modernizing it, making it feel new, but also making sure that the house was safe and that this renovation was done right so Jordan could have peace of mind and hopefully go out and win another gold medal. All right, well, thanks for coming on the tour. If you want to see the rest of the details of the house and the whole story, tune in to HGTV to watch this episode of Help I Wrecked My House and all of the other new ones from this season. Thanks for coming. See you guys soon.